Welcome to this Basics of Yoga class. This class is actually part of one of my new to yoga courses, and this can actually only be found in my membership. So I will leave a link in the description below. Obviously you've got the first class here, but if you would like the other 14, they are going to be part of the membership. They go over the complete basics of yoga to get you prepared to be able to do yoga on your own, or just to be able to understand yoga clearer in a class. If you like this class, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and let's begin. So to start with, if you have a mat, roll out your mat. If you don't, you can do this anyway. You can do it on carpet, you can do it on hard floor. Just be mindful of your knees. We'll go through that as we get going. If you don't have a mat and you are looking for recommendations, I'll leave a link in the description below. You can have a look at some different yoga mats. So to start with, we're going to come into a comfortable seated position. So whatever that means for you. You can sit cross-legged. You can have your heels in line with your pelvis. If you do have your heels in line with your pelvis, it's a good idea to prop yourself up, either on a yoga block or cushions, a rolled up blanket, just to raise your bum up so that your hips are higher than your knees. Okay, so a comfortable position. If being cross-legged feels a little bit too much on your legs, you can always sit on your heels. And if this feels too uncomfortable, you can put a block underneath your bum, separate your feet, put a block here and sit on it so it raises you up a little bit higher. So whatever position feels good for you today. And you might find on different days, you feel different things and you want to sit differently. But for now, a comfortable seated position, hands on knees, close down the eyes, and just take notice of your breath. So just notice if it's coming quite quick. Maybe the inhale and the exhale are a little bit uneven, and there's no right or wrong here, we are just noticing. And while you're sat here, listening, feeling your breath, just notice your body moving, maybe your chest rising and falling. Maybe you can feel your heartbeat. And I just want to read a quote to you to begin. Forget what you think you know about yoga. And this is yoga. Movement with breath, stillness with breath. You being you. The knowledge of yoga is within you. If you listen within, you will find your true self and the true you. So now you can either leave your eyes closed or you can open them. And we're going to put one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. My microphone's in the way, so I'm just going to tent my fingers, but put your hand flat on your chest. As you inhale, I want you to inhale and really balloon the belly out. And then as you exhale, feel the navel draw in towards the spine. So we're breathing in and out of our nose. If you do have a bit of congestion, you can always breathe out the mouth. So inhale to the belly. Exhale, feel the belly draw in. One more time. Inhale to the belly. Exhale, breathe out. And this time as we breathe in, we're going to inhale, let the belly expand, then feel the ribs expand underneath the chest. So actually move your hand down to like just below your breastbone. And then exhale out the ribs, and then the belly. So inhale, feel the belly balloon out, and the ribs expand a little. And the ribs contract, and then the navel draws towards the spine. One more time like this. Inhale to the belly, and the ribs. Exhale, ribs, belly. Now move your top hand up to your heart. Inhale to the belly, the ribs, and then the chest. So feel an opening across your collarbones. Exhale, close the collarbones, then the ribs, and the belly draws in. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. So just kind of really full breath here. So inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. One more time. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Biggest inhale of the day. Biggest exhale of the day. Sigh it all out through your mouth. Release your hands to your knees. Your palms face up or face down. Quite nice to have them face up. This is kind of a symbolization of letting things come to you. So when your hands are down, it's like you're closed off, which is great if you want to keep energy in, but if you open your hand, it's as if you are willing to receive today. So you're willing to receive this information about yoga. Okay, and then just come back to your natural breath. Just notice if there's any difference. Notice if you feel any calmer. And there's no right or wrong to any of this. You are just feeling what you feel. Okay. So let's start with some movement. So staying in your easy cross-legged position or wherever is comfortable to you. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up above your head. As you exhale, the right hand is going to come down to the ground and the left hand is going to reach up and over. So you are spreading your fingers for your right hand, that's touching the mat. Your elbow is bent slightly. Your left hand is reaching up and over, so you're feeling a nice side stretch all down the left side of the body. So as these classes move on, there will be less explaining, but to start with, I want you to understand exactly what you should feel and what we're doing. So we're not leaning in, we're trying to open up the chest. So you can either look down at your hand, you can look right in front of you, or you can look up to your top hand. Just depends how your neck feels here. Normally I just like to look forward, but just make sure that you're not collapsing. Your chest area, you are opening it out. Then inhale back up to center. Exhale it over to the right, so the same, to the left, sorry. So the same thing, you're grounding down for your left hand, elbows bent slightly so that you can bend a little bit deeper into that twist, into that bend. Opening up the right side of the body here. Maybe looking forward, maybe looking up, maybe looking down. Maybe just have a play a minute and just see what feels good. Just make sure that this chest is open. So it's as if you're slightly leaning back. And just notice your breath here. Notice if you've started to hold it. Notice if it's quickening as we move. Try and keep your inhale and your exhale nice and even, so that you're inhaling for the same time that you're exhaling. Inhale your hands up, back up to center. This time, so now your hands are above your head, we're gonna turn to the right. Left hand is going to come on the right knee, right hand is going to come behind. So doing a twist over to the right here. So you can tent your fingers on the mat, so I'm on my fingertips, elbows bent. Using your left hand, a slight leverage just to twist a tiny bit more. But as you're twisting, you're trying to think as if you're twisting from the belly, then the ribs, then the chest, like with our little breathing exercise at the beginning there. So as you inhale, see if you can lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, see if you can twist a tiny bit more. Try not to just yank your neck over your shoulder. I tend to keep mine neutral to start with, and then maybe turn it a little bit more over the shoulder, just to complete that twist up in the spine. But you're not just yanking your neck over your shoulder here. So every inhale, lengthen, every exhale, see if you can twist a little bit more. But you're not twisting until you can't breathe. Make sure that you can still focus on your breath. You can still breathe easy. And then inhale, your hands back up to center. Exhale, twist over to the left. So now the right hand comes on the left knee and your left hand comes behind. Again, tenting the fingers. To start with, just look towards the left. As you twist, think belly, ribs, then chest, and then maybe you can turn your head slightly towards your left shoulder, but you're not yanking it over. Every inhale, think lengthen. Every exhale, twist a little bit more. So as these classes go on, there will be less instruction, but you can always come back to these first classes if you're a little bit confused on the alignment. And you can always ask questions. You can always send me an email or write in the Facebook group. And then inhale your hands back up to center and exhale, release them down. So let's come over onto all fours. So our hands are going to be shoulder width apart. If you're not sure what shoulder width apart is, if you grab opposite elbows, that's your shoulder width apart. So if you put that on the floor, on the mat, then put your hands in line with your elbows, that would be shoulder width apart. Obviously then you can slide them down so they're underneath your shoulders. Knees are going to be underneath your hips. If this feels quite a lot on your knees, you can always fold up a blanket and put a blanket under your knees, or you can fold up the mat so that you've got a double layer of the mat. The only problem with doing this is that then when you come onto some more poses, you're going to have to straighten out the mat again. So it's completely up to you. I mean, it's no problem. You can always just straighten it back out. So onto all fours. And we're going to come into some cat-cows. So the way we're going to do this, we're going to go through the movements first and then we'll add the breath. So you're going to stick your bum out. So try and stick your bum out, arch your back as much as you can. Belly draws towards the ground. It's as if you can push your chest in between your shoulders and you're looking slightly ahead of you. You're not looking up to the ceiling, you're looking ahead. So you've got a nice arch in your back. This would be our inhale pose. Then we're going to tuck the tailbone, start rounding the back, belly button draws towards spine, tuck your chin slightly, so it's as if you're looking towards your belly button. Your fingers are spread nice and wide, you're pushing the mat away, and your shoulder blades, it's like your shoulder blades are pulling apart. You're arching the top of your back. So when you're in your cat-cow, I don't know if you can see my shoulders like this, you're pulling them together, and then as you come into your so cow pose is the one down, I don't know if I just said that, cat pose, then you're arching. So inhale and exhale. So let's take a couple rounds of that. So as you inhale, stick your bum out, drop the belly, look forward. Exhale, push the mat away, arch your back, tuck the tailbone, look towards your belly button. Inhale, come through, drop the belly, let it all go. Exhale, arch. Inhale, drop. Exhale, arch. So it's as if you're trying to move your upper back. Exhale, arch. And just do a few of these at your own pace for a second. And everybody breathes at different rates as well. So if you go to yoga classes and you are struggling to keep up with the breath, just go with your own. This class is all about you. And then come back to a neutral spine. And we're going to arch the back into our cow pose. And as we exhale, we're going to sit our bum towards our heels. Drop the elbows to the mat. And as you inhale, you're going to, it's as if so your fingers are nice and spread. It's as if you can pull yourself up. So really dig your fingertips into the mat. Inhale, arch your back, come into that cow pose, so your belly's drawing towards the mat. Inhale, back to that cow. Exhale, arch the back, sit your bum down. Inhale, drop the elbows, slide through, come back up onto hands and knees. Exhale, reverse, so arch the back, bum to hips. Inhale, slide through. Exhale, come back and see if you can get that fluid movement in your spine. Just again, go at your own pace for a second. And it might take a little while to get used to these movements. That's completely normal. And then the next time you come to all fours, I want you to roll over and just come onto your back for a second. hug your knees in nice and tight. And then send them out long, legs go wide, palms face up. And this is what we call our Shavasana pose. So this is normally the pose that we end the class in. You might want to tuck your shoulder blades under slightly. Palms face up, everything relaxes. So your feet are hips distance apart, your feet flop open. And this is where you normally try to get all the tension out of your body. So take a nice big inhale and sigh it out through the mouth. And as you sigh it out, just let your body relax. And then come back to your natural breath, breathing in and out through your nose. But every exhale, just let your body sink a little bit deeper into the mat. And I just want to remind you of the quote that I read at the beginning. So stay in your Shavasana pose. Forget what you think you know about yoga. This is yoga. Movement with breath, stillness with breath, you. The knowledge of yoga is within you. If you listen within, you will find your true self and the true you. And then slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe take a nice big stretch up overhead. Roll over onto one side. And slowly push yourself up to seated. And take a nice big inhale as you sweep your hands up above your head. Hands come together. Exhale, thumbs touch heart center. Tuck the chin slightly. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. If you liked this class, I'll leave a link in the description below for my membership where you can find the other classes that link onto this to give you a full understanding of exactly what yoga is. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you again next week for a new class.